I've gone from being a physiotherapist working in intensive care units and rehab facilities to starting an online community for men, growing that from 0 to 18,000 members, to doing a master's degree in executive coaching, to the work that I do today, which is I'm a best-selling author, an international keynote speaker, and I'm a coach to individuals, teams, and organizations looking to reinvent themselves. Now, if you are in that space right now, you are trying to reinvent yourself because of moving into a new phase of life or trying out a new career or because of needing to change with the world changing around you, then this video is for you. And I want to share 3 truths about reinventing yourself. Truth number 1 is that reinvention is an oscillation between your inner and outer world. Very often the catalytic moment that says, I need to change, that starts internally. And it might be because one morning you wake up and you feel like your life isn't fulfilling enough, or you are too complacent, or you aren't feeling challenged enough. And you go, well, I need something more. I need something different. And so what that means is that I need to reinvent myself. I need to do different things. And the way that you then manifest that is that you start acting in the external world. You start taking new and different action. And because you do that, it opens up new opportunities and new doors to you. Because you take that action, it also starts reaffirming something inside of you. It gives you more confidence about taking on a new personality or a new identity. And then as you take on that identity, it also becomes more natural for you to take certain action. And this creates a great sort of feed-forward loop that I think is really important. Now, what you have to understand is that you can't just think your way into this reinvention. It sounds quite obvious, but very often we want absolute clarity on what reinvention is going to look like. Exactly who am I going to be? Exactly what do I need to do? And unfortunately, you can't really arrive there without taking action. Action is the only thing that's going to give you feedback, that's going to help you to physically change things in the world. And so once you have that moment, that catalyzing moment, the next step is just start doing different things. Different things give you a different outcome. Different outcomes start changing and rearranging your world. Truth number 2 is that imposter syndrome is pretty much inevitable. You are going to experience it because in many ways you are an imposter. In those early days when you are changing how you think, how you feel, how you act, when you are inserting yourself into new situations, new circumstances, new environments, in many ways, you don't quite belong there yet. And that's totally fine. I remember in my very early days as a keynote speaker, I'd get on stage and I'd feel like such an imposter speaking to these large organizations and externally going through the motions and speaking well and hopefully articulating a good message. But internally, I still felt like a physio. I still felt like the guy running a community for men. And the only way that you get to dissolve imposter syndrome is that your internal world finally catches up to your external world. So your identity finally catches up to the things that you've been doing externally for a while. And you'll always see that. That's why I'm saying start on the outside, because those actions will change the external world quicker than what your internal world will reconfigure itself. That really takes a bit longer, especially if you've had a set identity for a long time. I was a physio for many years before I went into building this online community. So that identity was very deeply set in me. And to change that and to unlearn it took quite a bit of time. But this is what you're going to find. That's why I'm saying there's this oscillation between the inner and the outer world. As you do things externally, it reinforces a new identity. As you are reinforcing a new identity, you take more confident and considered action externally, and it just keeps feeding into each other. So expect imposter syndrome, but know that it's a good sign. It tells you that you are doing different things than what you are used to. It's a new identity. That's why it's feeling foreign. You are on the right track. Truth number 3, the people in your life will either stall out your reinvention or accelerate it. Here's what I mean by that. People are good at putting you into a box, meaning that they expect you to show up in a certain way because over time, that's how they've gotten to know you. And you are defined in their minds by the work that you do, the behaviors that you have, the habits that you exhibit. And so whenever you do something that is different to that, it's going to elicit a bit of a reaction, and they won't understand because it's not congruent with who you are. And so what you might find is that when you initially go through your reinvention, people won't understand what's happening. I still have certain friends that see me as a physio, even though it's now been years and years and years. And that is because that's how they got to know me. That is the identity that I had. And so they don't understand that I'm a totally different person today. And even when I was busy with that reinvention, many people said to me, well, why would you want to leave behind something that is stable, something that you studied for many years? They couldn't see moving me from one box to another box. In my head, it was quite clear. I could see that reinvention happening. They couldn't see it. This is also good news, though, because when you meet new people, you get to decide what box you go into in their heads. And so because they've never met you, they don't have any history with you, you get to show up as the person who you want to be. You get to interact with them as the new identity. And this is especially a great opportunity if you are switching careers. It's just to introduce yourself as doing the new thing that you are doing. For a while, when I was trying to change from physio to online community builder, I was introducing myself as a physio who does this online thing. And it was because I just couldn't commit to the identity yet. But new people provide you with the opportunity to commit to the new identity. And so it's really an opportunity for you to start building a new world around you with people who know you as this new version of you. If anything, I hope that this video today has provided you with some motivation to start your own process of reinvention. My recommendation is to watch this video next.